Deep within the desolate, isolated swamplands of Russia sits a decaying radio tower. It is surrounded by dense fog, rusted fences, and a chilling silence. To the naked eye, it appears to be entirely forgotten by time. But if you tune your shortwave radio to 4,625 kilohertz, you will find that it is very much alive. For nearly 50 years, dating all the way back to the height of the Cold War, this station has broadcasted one exact, unwavering sound, day and night, year after year. A monotonous, relentless buzzing tone. Those who monitor the dark corners of the airwaves simply call it the buzzer. The Soviet Union was known to be hypervigilant, and for decades this station was widely believed to be an observation post, a military necessity for atmospheric research. But then, the Cold War ended. The Soviet Union collapsed. Yet, the buzzer never stopped. In fact, it grew stranger. For the most part, the drone is steady, unchanging. It becomes a sort of morbid white noise, but every so often the buzzing abruptly halts. And when the silence settles in, a live microphone is keyed. A cold, human voice cuts through the static. The voice recites a string of names, numbers, and phonetic Russian alphabet codes. Anna, Nikolai, Ivan, Tatiana, Roman. And just as quickly as it started, the voice vanishes. The relentless buzzing resumes. Across the internet, amateur radio enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists have dedicated their lives to deciphering these cryptic messages. And through their relentless search, they have arrived at two terrifying possibilities. The first, and arguably the most apocalyptic, is a system known as the Dead Hand. Built during the darkest days of global tension, Dead Hand was an automated nuclear retaliation network, a fail-safe mechanism designed to end the world. The theory suggests that the buzzer is a dead man's switch. As long as the buzzing continues, everything is fine. But if the buzzing ever stops permanently, it means that the Russian military command has been wiped out, automatically triggering the launch of their entire nuclear arsenal. However, military intelligence leans toward a second, equally chilling purpose: the number stations. You see, governments don't use the internet to send their most classified orders. It's too easily traceable. Instead, they use radio waves. All those random names and numbers. Well, they are heavily encrypted commands. Somewhere in the world, right at this very moment, a deep-cover spy is sitting in a dark room, listening to that voice and executing an order. In 2010, the mystery deepened. The original military base housing the transmitter was suddenly abandoned. A group of urban explorers ventured inside the facility, finding flooded rooms, torn documents scattered across the floor, and complete desolation. The station was empty. Yet, the broadcast, the names, the numbers never stopped. The signal had simply moved to a new, undisclosed location. The buzzer is a ghost in the machine, a relentless transmission broadcasting into the void. We may never know its true intent. We can only pray that the buzzing never stops. The year is 1961. The Cold War is at its absolute peak. The United States and the Soviet Union are locked in a desperate race for supremacy, not just on Earth, but in the vast, unforgiving expanse of space. During this era, the Soviet space program was shrouded in an impenetrable veil of secrecy. Only their monumental successes were broadcast to the world. Their failures, their fatal accidents, were completely erased from the pages of history. But in a small, abandoned concrete bunker in northern Italy, two amateur radio operators, brothers Achille and Giovanni Judica-Cordiglia, were listening. They had built a makeshift listening station, utilizing scavenged equipment and towering antennas, attempting to intercept telemetry and voice communications from Soviet spacecraft. And surprisingly, they were incredibly successful. They had already intercepted the signals of Sputnik and the heartbeat of the first dog in space. But in May of 1961, their equipment picked up something entirely different, something that was never meant to be heard by the public. Or it wasn't a telemetry beep. It wasn't the calm, collected voice of a military commander. It was the sound of a human being, in absolute terror, a female cosmonaut. No one ne la quang lang de chen than gok. Through the heavy static of the shortwave broadcast, the brothers recorded the desperate final moments of a woman whose capsule was malfunctioning upon re-entry. She is panicking. Her breathing is erratic. For decades, the Russian government vehemently denied that any such launch ever took place. Officially, the first woman in space wouldn't be launched until 2 years later. But the Judica-Cordiglia brothers kept the tape. And when the audio was eventually translated from Russian to English, the transcript revealed a horrifying, agonizing final transmission. It reads as follows. "Talk to me. Our transmission begins now. I feel hot. I feel hot. It's hot. It's hot. I can see a flame. What? I can see a flame. I feel hot. I feel hot. 32, 32, 41. Am I going to crash? Yes, yes. I feel hot. I am hot. I will re-enter." And then, nothing but the cold, endless static of the void. The implications of this recording are profoundly disturbing. If this audio is genuine, it means that the Soviet Union launched a woman into orbit, fully aware that her spacecraft was doomed. It means that as she plummeted back toward Earth, burning alive as the friction of the atmosphere tore her capsule apart, her final cries for help were met with complete silence from ground control. Skeptics and historians have debated the authenticity of this recording for decades. Many claim it was an elaborate hoax orchestrated by the brothers, citing technical inconsistencies in the Russian terminology used by the woman. They argue that the emotional delivery is too dramatic, too theatrical for a highly trained military test pilot. But then again, how would any of us react if we were locked inside a metal tin can, hurtling through the atmosphere at thousands of miles per hour, watching the walls around us slowly turn bright orange, knowing with absolute certainty that we were never going home? Whether it is a meticulously crafted fake or the covered-up death of an unsung pioneer, the recording of the lost cosmonaut remains one of the most chilling pieces of audio on the internet. It preys on our deepest, most primal fears of isolation, a ghost forever burning in the upper atmosphere. The year is 2016, a seemingly ordinary summer night in the state of Utah. Cody E., a swing shift security guard, is working his usual routine at a desolate bank management building. To kill the deafening silence of the empty corridors, he turns to his supervisor's old AM/FM radio. He begins slowly turning the dial, scanning through the heavy static of the AM frequencies, looking for a late-night talk show or perhaps some faint music. Instead, he stumbles across a frequency that freezes the blood in his veins. A transmission that was never meant for public ears. What you just heard is not a scene from a horror film. Now, it is an unedited, raw recording, captured straight from a cell phone. Over the relentless static of the AM dial, a woman is sobbing uncontrollably. She is pleading, crying out in sheer agony. And if you listen closely to the background, beneath the heavy distortion, you can hear the faint, trembling voice of a second person, a younger girl. The entire broadcast sounds horrifyingly intimate, like a desperate voicemail left in the final moments of a tragedy, being endlessly looped over the public airwaves. Cody E. listened in absolute horror for a minute and a half before he managed to pull out his phone and hit record. He later uploaded the footage to the internet under the alias Sir Daniel Foresque, desperately asking the world for an explanation. But the internet had no answers. You see, pirate radio stations and hijacked frequencies are not entirely uncommon. We have seen mysterious broadcasts before, which were eventually tracked down to local activist groups or pranksters. But this is different. There is no call sign, no political message, no location data, just the agonizing cries of a woman, cast out into the endless void of the night. Is it an elaborate hoax? A twisted art project? Or did a security guard accidentally intercept the audio of a very real, very active nightmare? We may never know. The frequency went dead shortly after. The voices vanished into the static, leaving behind nothing but a digital ghost. From the relentless mechanical buzzing of a Russian swampland, to the burning skies of the upper atmosphere, and finally to the desolate radio waves of Utah. Sound has a unique way of trapping us in the dark. It forces our minds to paint the most terrifying pictures. But what happens when an invisible signal is replaced by an invisible file? A file that doesn't just scare you, but fundamentally changes the psychology of anyone who opens it. If you think an audio broadcast is disturbing, click the video on your screen right now to uncover the darkest, most dangerous file on the internet. I am Unknown Signal. Good night.